see if the letters have come. There will be no space for the instruments.
But are you going to walk tonight?
Let me just... Nora!
Yes?
Nora!
Yes?
Someone has been at the lock and she will have never dropped the mail.
At the lock?
Nora!
Yes?
There's a broken hairpin. It is one of yours.
It must be the children, Torvald.
Then you must get them out of those ways, alright? There, I must have got it open. What a heap of them there. Two cards of francs.
Of francs?
Yes, he must have left them there on top when he went out.
What's written on them?
There is a black cross over the name. What an uncomfortable idea. It was as if you were announcing his own death.
It's just what he was doing.
What do you mean? Do you know anything about it?
Yes, he said that when he leaves his cards, it will be his leave-taking from us. He means to shut himself up and die.
My poor old friend. Certainly I knew we wouldn't have him very long with us, but so soon, and so he hides himself like a wounded animal.
But if one has to do anything of that sort, it should be without one, right?
He had grown so much into our lives, I can think of him having gone out of them. Him with his sufferings and loneliness was like a cloudy background to a sunny light, Nora. Nora, we two are thrown quite upon each other. Nora, I don't feel as if I could hold you tight enough. Do you know that often I've wished that you'll be threatened by some great danger so that I could risk my life's blood and everything for your sake?
You should read your letters now, Torvald.
No. Tonight I want to be with you, my darling wife.
What? With the thought of your friend's death?
Yes, you're quite right. We must try and rid our minds of the holy thoughts of death, alright? We'll each go into our own room, alright, Nora? Alright. Good night, alright?
Torvald? Never to see him again. Never to see him a beautiful home again. The icy black water. The dead. Goodbye, Torvald. Goodbye, my children.
Was my wife, my joy, my pride, a liar, a hypocrite, worst, a criminal, the unnatural ugliness of it all. For shame, Nora, for shame. I ought to have foreseen it. I ought to have suspected it. All your father's son to principle has shut up, Nora. All your father's son to principle has come out in you. No religion, no morality, no sense of duty. Why am I punished to having entered all this? I did it for your own sake. And this is how you repay me? You have destroyed my happiness, you have ruined my life. I'm in the hands of an unscrupulous man. He can ask what he likes of me, do anything he wants with me, and I dare not refuse. And I must sink in such miserable depths because of a thoughtless woman. No fine speeches, please. Your father had plenty of those. And besides, what good will he do to me if you go to the rest, you say? Not the slightest. He will make their affair known to everyone. very likely before you think that it was I who prompted you. That I was planting your criminal action. Do you understand how it is that you've done? Do you understand how it is that you've done? It's incredible to get it in. But you must come to some understanding. The whole matter must be hushed up at all costs. Take that shawl off. Take that shawl off.
But it's all like...
Take it off, I tell you. Everything must appear as it was before. But naturally only in the eyes of the world. I shall not allow you to take care of the children. I dare not trust them to you. You think that I should say something like this to someone whom I have loved and whom I still? But from now on, happiness is not the question. The only thing that concerns us is to save the remains, the fragments, and their appearance. Who the ones who leave? Hide yourself, Nora. Hide yourself. Say you're ill. Go hide yourself. Hurry up. But I scarcely have the courage to do so. It may mean ruin for both of us. But I must.
Yes, read it.
Nora, I am saved. Nora, I am saved. Whoa, I am saved. Nora, I am saved, Nora. Whoa. Yes, and you too. Look here. He says that he regrets and he repents, and that he sends you the bond back, and that a happy change in his life. Who cares what he says, Nora? Who cares what he says? Nora. Oh, I must try and destroy these hateful things. Nora, this must have been 3 dreadful days for you, Nora, right?
Yes, you are really hard for me.
Yes, Nora. And you have suffered agony and seen no way out. But Nora, we shall not think about it anymore, right? We shall only stay here and say with joy that it's all over. It's over. It's over. Whoa! It's over. Nora, such cold set face. You don't seem to understand as if I have forgiven you, Nora. Nora, I assure you that I have forgiven you. Everything you did out of love for me, Nora. Nora, you've loved me as a wife ought to. Although you did not judge of the means you used, but do you think that makes you any less dear to me? Nora, I should not be a man if this womanly helplessness does not give you a double attractiveness to my eyes. All right, Nora? Forgive, forget about the things that I said in my first moment of consternation when I thought that everything was going to overwhelm me, Nora. Nora, I assure you that I have forgiven you and forgiven you.
Thank you so much for your forgiveness.
Nora, what are you going to do in there?
I'm taking off my fancy dress.
Oh yes, you do that. You do that. You do that. Nora. Try and calm yourself, Nora. Make your mind easy again. Here is a shelter for you. I have broad wings to shelter you under, Nora. Woo. Nora, how warm and cozy our home is, Nora. Nora, very soon, you yourself won't need me to assure you that I have forgiven you. You yourself will feel it. It will come little by little. Do you think, Nora, that he should ever think of such a thing as reproaching or repudiating you? There's something so indescribably sweet about a man who has forgiven his wife and forgiven her completely. It was as if she has become doubly his own. A wife and a child. Nora, Nora, Nora. Have no anxiety about anything. I shall serve us both will and conscious to you, Nora. All right.
Yes, I shall not sleep tonight.
Nora?
Sit down, Tobel. You and I have so much to talk about.
Nora?
I said sit down!
Nora? You alarm me, Nora. Such concept face. I don't understand you, Nora.
And that's just it. You don't understand me, and you've never understood me either. Right? This is a settling of accounts, Tobel.
Nora, what are you
No,
saying?
tell me. In our sitting here like this, isn't there anything that strikes you as strange? Sitting here like this.
What is that?
For 8 years, Tobel, we've been married. You are a husband and wife. We have never sat down and discussed any serious and had a serious conversation.
What do you mean by serious?
I mean that for 8 years that you've been married, even when we were acquaintances, we have never sat down and discussed anything of a serious subject.
Was it because I was continually and forever telling you about matters you could not help me
I am
there?
not talking about business matters here. I'm simply saying that you've never sat down and had anything and came to the bottom of anything at all.
Will it have been any good to you, Nora?
That's just it. Right? You and Papa have committed such a great sin against me.
Us two have loved you more than anyone else in this world.
Loved? You've never loved me, Torvald. You only thought it pleasant to be in love with me.
Nora, what do I hear you saying?
It's perfectly true. You see, when I was back at home, Papa used to have opinion about everything, and so I had the same opinions. And if I differed from him, I used to conceal the fact because he would not have liked it. I used to be Papa's doll child. I used to like when he used to play with me. And when I came to live here with you...
What sort of an expression is that to use of our marriage?
I was simply transferred from Papa's hands into your own hands. Because everything you did it according to your own taste. And so I developed the same taste, Or so I thought. Sometimes I think it's another thing, and another time I think it's another. Thinking back, I feel like I've been a poor woman, feeding from hand to mouth. I merely existed to play tricks on you, Torvald. But you'll have it so, right? You and Papa have committed such a great sin against me, and it's your fault I've made nothing of myself.
Oh, how unreasonable and ungrateful you are, Nora. Have you not been happy here?
Happy? No. I've never been happy here.
Not happy?
Yes, only Mary. And you've been awfully kind to me, Torvald. But our home has been nothing but a mere playroom. And I've been nothing but your playwife. And my children are nothing but my dolls. You see, I used to think it was great fun when you used to play with me. Just like my children think it's great fun when I play with them. And that is what our marriage has been, Torvald.
No, Nora. There is some truth to what you're saying. Although strained and exaggerated as your view of it seems, but from now on, Playtime shall be over and lessons time shall begin.
Whose lesson?
Both
Mine or the children?
Both yours and the children. No?
Alas, Toval, you're not the man to teach me into being a proper wife for you.
Nora?
And how am I fitted to bring my own children up?
Nora?
Yes. You said that a while ago.
Only in a moment of anger. Why do you pay any heed to that?
It's true, Toval. Indeed, it's true. I'm not fit for that task because there's another task I must first undertake. I must try and educate myself, and you're not the man to help me with it. And it's for that reason that I shall no longer remain here with you.
Nora!
What? Yes, I must stand quite alone. I must try and find myself.
Nora, I forbid you. You won't allow it, Nora.
Oh, you forbid me? You forbid me, Toval? There's no use of forbidding me anything. You know, I shall not take what belongs to you. I shall only take what's mine.
You blind, foolish woman.
Yes, Christine, I know. I shall go and sleep with Christine. I know she'll take me for the night. And I must try and make sense out of this.
Nora, to desert your home, your husband and the children, and you do not consider what people will say?
No, I can't consider what people think or what people will see. I shall only do what I know it's for myself.
It's shocking. It's shocking how you neglect your most sacred duties.
I have other duties as well.
And what duties are those?
Duties to myself.
Before all else, your wife and the mother, Nora.
No. I don't believe it. Above everything else, I'm a reasonable human being, just as you are. Or at all events, I must try and become one. Right? I know people think that you're right. And people think that my views are only to be found in the books. But I can no longer content myself with what people think or what is to be found in books. I must only try and do and understand myself.
Can you not understand your own place in your own home? Have you no reliable guide in such matters? Have you no religion?
I'm afraid, Toval. I don't even know what religion is. I only know what the clergyman said. And he said religion is this, that, or the other. I must try and find that as well.
This is an hurdle for a girl of your age. But if religion cannot lead you astray, then I must try and appeal to your moral conscience. Or am I wrong in supposing that you have one?
I don't know, Thomas. That isn't an easy question for me to answer. You see, I'm perplexed. I'm perplexed too. I'm learning that the law isn't quite what I supposed it to be. Because according to the law, a wife is not supposed to save her own husband's life. And a daughter is not supposed to spare her own dying father out of anxiety and care. Right? No, I don't.
Oh, you think and talk like a child, Nora. You don't understand the conditions of the world you live in.
Yes, and that is why I must try and find the truth. If the world is right, or if I'm right.
Nora, you're ill. You're ill, Nora. You're out of your mind. I almost think you're delirious. I almost think you're out of your mind, Nora.
I must try and find myself, Thomas.
Nora.
And I say this with absolute clear and certain mind.
Nora, if you're going to leave me, then there is only one possible explanation.
What is that?
You do not love me anymore.
Yes. That's just it.
Nora, and you can say that?
I'm afraid, Thomas. You've been awfully kind to me, but I cannot help it at all. I don't love you anymore. No.
And exactly that pain
Yes, a clear and certain one.
Nora, can you tell me what I've done to forfeit your love?
Indeed I can. Because it's today, it's tonight, that I saw you're not the man that I thought you were. And I can tell you why. You see, for 8 years, I've known that wonderful things don't happen every day. And so, I never expected it. But when I saw Crox's letter lying there at the letterbox, when that horrible misfortune befell upon me, I never for once imagined that you, Torvald, will consent to that man's idea. I knew that you'll be brave enough and you'll tell him to publish it to the whole world. And when that was done...
What then, when I had exposed my wife to shame and disgrace?
When that was done, I knew you'll take all the guilt and the blame and say that you're responsible for everything. Didn't I deserve such a sacrifice from your own heart? Right? You know, and it's because of that wonderful thing that I feared and I hoped for, that I wanted to kill myself.
Nora, I can work day and night for your sake, bear pain and sorrow, but no man will ever sacrifice his honor for the one he loves.
But that is what thousands of women have done.
Oh, you think and talk like a heedless child, Nora?
Stupid. And you neither talk or think like a man I could bind myself to. Because as soon as your fear was over, and it was not the fear of what could have happened to me, but fear of what could have happened to you. As soon as it was over, it was quite the same, right? I was your little skylark, your little doll that you can just, play with it, right? And that is when I realized, for 8 years, I've been married to a horrible man and a strange man, and I bore him 3 children. Oh, no. Nora, I see now. I see. And abuse is strong between us. But is in there any way of feeling it out? As it is now, I'm no longer your wife.
But Nora, I have it in me to be a different man.
Perhaps when your doll is taken away from you.
But to part from you, Nora, I cannot understand that idea.
You see, there is certainly that it must be done.
But Nora, can you wait until... Nora, wait until tomorrow, Nora. Please wait until tomorrow, Nora.
No, I cannot stay in a strange man's house.
But Nora, can't we live here like brother and sister?
You know that won't work. I've left the keys in there, and the maids know everything about this house, even more than I do.
Nora, shall you ever think of me again?
I know. Shall think of the children.
Nora, Nora, you're my wife, whatever becomes of you, Nora.
I don't even know what will become of me. You know, I heard that when a woman or a wife deserts his home or her home, the husband is, is freed from all obligation. And as it is now, I'll free you from all obligation. You shall not be bind to me in any way. Right? So, here's your ring.
That's true.
Yes, that's true. It's over, it's right.
All over, Nora.
Yes.
Nora. Shall you ever think of me?
I shall not.
Nora, at least let me write to you.
No, I shall not receive anything from a strange man.
Nora, can I ever be anything more than a stranger to you?
But a wonderful thing has to happen first. That you and I will be so changed.
But I believe in wonderful things happening. So change that.
I don't believe in wonderful things.
But I do. So change that.
That our marriage together will be a real wedlock. Goodbye, Tanya.